Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Sunday, March 15th. Wanted to update everybody with our new weekly bands and tradable levels, and also go over how the weekly bands and levels from last Sunday, how they performed in the market. I'll share with you guys some comments that I've actually received this week, which have been extremely positive, and I really do appreciate the comments on the channel and on the videos. And I'll also share with you how the daily reaction scalping bands and my levels have been doing that I post every single morning on Discord. Give you guys results on those every single day. So we've got a lot to kind of cover, and we'll update our bands, all of that coming in right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so kind of an up and down week for me, to be honest with you, in the markets trading. For those of you that watch me live each morning, you probably experienced firsthand the highs and lows of this past week. Started off the month of March. The first 5 days of trading were pretty fantastic. I was up about $5,000 in throughout all my funded accounts and my cash accounts in total. Halfway to my $10,000 a month kind of goal that I have set for myself there. It was kind of cranking along, even though P&L wise, it was really nice that first week. I still did not shy away from the fact that the markets were extremely difficult, and they've been extremely difficult for a good amount of time here. So if you find yourself, you've been struggling with your trading, it's not, trust me, it's not just you. It's not just you that's watching this video right now. The truth be told, I think the majority of traders are finding it a little bit difficult to trade the current environment. Not a lot of sustained movement. We're obviously are in some pretty, I don't want to say rough waters, but pretty unstable waters with obviously what's been going on in the Middle East. We've got oil that's absolutely pumping, gold still moving, and the equity markets in general just kind of, to me, have been a little sketchy. And the markets are going to shift. The markets are always going to show you a different hand. They're going to test you as a trader. They're going to test your strategy more than anything. And if you don't have the confidence, and if you are not constantly taking a look at what the market is giving you every single month or every single day, you won't be ready to pivot, and you won't be ready to adjust as the markets start to adjust. So, and this is not me telling you to blow up your strategy or to trade something completely new. No, actually the complete opposite. Majority of trading strategies work. That's the simple rule of it. If you've got a strategy with a 1-to-1 risk to reward that's got over a 55% win rate, you should be profitable in this business. If you've got a really good edge, which I believe I've got a good edge, and your win rates, in that 70 to 80% constantly range, this is not a time to rip apart your strategy and to start over again. Please, if there's anything that you listen to, I would say listen to that last line. This is not a time to be ripping apart your strategy. It is actually a time of adjusting to the small nuances that the market is also adjusting to. And it could be as simple as position sizing. Okay. It could be maybe now the moves become smaller. So maybe now is actually a time that you can increase your position size and lower your targets. If you're finding yourself going for those bigger targets, those bigger scalps or intraday day trades, and you keep thinking that you've got the direction right, but it's just not getting the full strength to get to your TP, comes back to break even, might come back to stop you out, might hit your trailing stop, which obviously, if you're adjusting your stop losses and you're trailing your stops and those are starting to constantly get hit, well, now your risk to reward ratio on your strategies also need to get adjusted. So it might not necessarily be huge tweaks to your strategy. It might be just smaller little things that you can work on to adjust to what the market's giving you. And if you're a hyper scalper and the market's for you is not working out for the hyper scalping, and you think, you know what, maybe now might be the time for bigger moves. Well, if that's the scenario, or you find yourself with that situation, well, then that's where you want to start position sizing down and maybe increasing your targets. So adjustments to your trading can be done very, very easily without having to actually adjust your trading. Now, if you've got a strategy that is just absolutely getting destroyed and it's been getting destroyed for a good amount of time, or if your level of confidence and psychology is not in line with your strategy, that will make your strategy suffer, even if it's a good one. I could give somebody an 85% win rate, but if they got the wrong psychology and the wrong discipline as a trader, they can blow up an account very simply, very easy with an 85% because they don't attribute that 15% where they might be super positioned wrong and they come into the market super aggressive. They might cut their trades too early just to see them go to TP. They never cut their stops early, but they're willing to cut their TPs early. So there's a lot of different scenarios. So that's just my only insight on that particular thing. But the markets have been a challenge. And what I keep telling my Signal members, and what I keep telling myself, honestly, most important, is my trading. What I keep putting in and what I keep putting into my journal that I keep every single day right here, right next to me. Very few things I put in my journal for my goals every day. I don't talk about P&L. There's not one page in my journal that talks about P&L. I talk about the simple things in trading. Did I focus in on every single click? That's a really hard one. That's a very, very hard one to get through because we are sitting, personally, I start on the charts at about 5:30 in the morning. So that's almost 3 hours before the market even opens. Now, granted, if I was just trading for myself, I could probably get on the charts at about 6:30 and get everything done that I need to get done before the market opens and still have some time to go get my coffee, to go get ready for the morning because I'm showered, dressed, ready to go when I start trading because this is like a business to me. So not like a business, this is a business to me. And so I'm ready to go, but obviously I've got a lot more responsibilities with my Discord, with my Signal members, getting all the platforms all up and running. So it does take me a little bit more time. So if you factor in that you're sitting in front of these charts from 5:30 in the morning till about 11:30 in the morning, we're talking about 6 to 7 hours of just continued focusing in on charts. And to focus in on every single click that you make, not, take profits and stop losses on every click that you make, focus in on it. It gets exhausting. It gets tired. And if you're coming in from poor sleep, if you're coming in from bad nutrition, if you're coming in pissed off about something else that's happened externally outside of trading, if you're pissed off at maybe an early trade, all of those little things will influence and will hamper that focusing in on every single click. For me, another one is taking a pause after every single losing trade. Very simple. I get up, I go into my golf simulator that I've got built down here in the basement, and I hit one golf ball. That's it. I come right back to the computer, get back in my chair, put on the live stream back up, and I'm ready to go. I'm refocused in. I'm not even thinking about that. Well, I don't want to say I'm not thinking about that trade, because I can't bullshit you and tell you that I'm still might not be upset about that last trade. But I promise you something, if you make one small adjustment after every single loss, something that forces your brain to think about doing something different than trading. I've said it, you can do it as simple as a glass of water, a sip of water, where you need to get up and go get a sip of water. As simple as that. I promise you, if you continue to do that for at least 30 days, you will see improvements in your trading, specifically if you have problems with revenge trading, or just constantly needing to be right, which is my biggest problem. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think my biggest problem is, as a trader, the feeling that I have to be right on every single trade. And when I'm not right, I can't understand it. I can't believe it. So that's what I've personally been working on as a trader. And, I have someone that's got a channel on YouTube, live trading every single morning, putting my strategy out there for everyone to look at and for everyone to make comments about, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. But it's just something a part of trading, and those are just some of the small things that I've personally done. If you choose to adapt them, awesome. If you think I'm nuts, that's awesome too. With that being said, let's get into the weekly levels. Actually, let's take a look. Not much really here on the ES for us to really look at. Price action. I take that back, because this came out, our video. I keep saying our video, but I don't really know who I'm referring to when I say our video. It's my video. I don't know why I always keep saying that. All right, so Sunday we had the big gap to the downside, right? We came right down into this weekly band. Again, guys, I've given you guys many examples on how to, what to look out for on these huge gaps to the down or the upside, okay? But as you can see, we did dip right below this weekly band off of that opening gap to the downside on Sunday. Finally made a very fierce movement back to the upside. The 67.72. This was at 2 o'clock on Monday. I believe that was on that news, that the headlines that had come out. And we blew past this 67.72 number. As you can see, we just barely tapped into the 68.55 to the 68.20 weekly band. Got a nice rejection from there. Now, even though this level obviously got completely blown through on this news, which, what I keep saying, there are only a few things that will get you through these levels. You can see how well this level was, how important this level was here in the market at the 67.72. And we just kind of continue to play ping pong between this level and the weekly band. And we finally were able to break through, and we've just entered into the 66.35, 66.60 weekly band. So now let's make some adjustments. I am going to adjust this lower band here, and that band is going to, you know what, let me start off with the top guy, or this one right here. This one's going to be at the 67.37 down to the 67.01. Let's put the text here, the 67.37 to the 67.01. Beautiful, sitting right above price action. And this one is going to be sitting at the 66.23 to the 65.82. And again, that's going to be the 66.23 to the 65.82. Okay, So slight adjustment on this band right down here. This is the new pocket of in the ES that the market's going to have a difficult time kind of getting through here. We can get rid of this 67.72. And again, if you want to receive my weekly email that comes out every single Sunday, in fact, I think it's a good segue to share with you guys a comment here that I received from, let's see, the NASDAQ Sniper. Yo, Rob, brother, your tradable levels are nasty. Got the email from you, and your tradable level for the NASDAQ was 24,750. And sure enough, today it hit exactly 24,750 and then dumped from there 150 points as I'm writing this. So these work, man. These levels work. These weekly bands work. I've been giving you guys these for over a year now, and it's a built-in strategy right here. So now let's just put in our new tradable levels on the ES. Let's change this to default. And the first one's going to be sitting at the 68.33. 68.33. So sitting above where price action is currently at, 68.33. Next level is going to be at the 67.37. 67.37. Perfect, sitting right at the top of this weekly band. And the third and final level on the ES is going to be sitting at the 67.05. 67.05. Okay, so right at the bottom of this weekly band right here. So those are your three tradable levels that we have here on the ES. Again, if you want to receive my report that's got all of these levels, all the weekly bands, everything that we've got, top and bottom, just go to my website, which is robstrades.com. It's 100% free. All you got to do is put your email and your name, and that gets delivered once a week, every single Sunday. All right, so the S&P ES is done. Now let's take a look at the NASDAQ. All right, where are we going to start from? This is Monday, still Monday. Monday. Let's go to Sunday. Okay, so here was our Sunday gap to the down. Obviously we gapped pretty much into right into this weekly band here. And, it's tricky because, you kind of you leapfrogged a huge piece of volume here, which is usually a good indication that obviously that gap's going to probably get closed. Majority of the market inefficiencies will get closed pretty quickly. So this was these were tough to trade, at least because we kind of just gapped right into them. But let's just continue on through some price action. Pretty much the exact same candle as the ES at the 24,816, same exact day, right at the 2 o'clock. Blew through this level at the 24,816, again on news. So let's see what else we have here on the NQ. All right, so now we kind of come back in after we've kind of regulated everything here. We've regulated everything over that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So now we kind of come back in and the market wants to test some areas. So we dip into this weekly band here at the 512. We get a nice rejection to the upside for about 150 points. We come right back down, and then we finally come back into the same exact weekly band that we gapped into pretty much from last Sunday. So a tricky one to trade specifically this week because of the extreme gap and the extreme movement based on the Sunday open. So that's just something to kind of consider there. So let's make some adjustments, which I need to make. Let me see which ones will make the easiest sense right here. I think it's going to be this guy first. which he's now going to be sitting at the 24,728 to the 24,659, 24,728 to 24,659. Perfect. Okay, so this one's sitting above where price action is currently at. And I can actually get rid of this guy. Perfect. And this one, I'm going to change down to the 24,077 to the 23,992. 24,077 to the 23,992. Okay, so this one is sitting below where price action is currently sitting at. Okay, so these are your two new weekly bands that you've got on the NASDAQ. These are going to be very difficult for the market to get through. Obviously, make sure you understand the Sunday open, which is going to happen here in about 2 hours from when I'm recording. Let's get rid of this band. I'm sorry, this tradable level, that tradable level, and those have not been hit yet. So now let's get into our new tradable levels for this upcoming week. First one is going to sit at the 24,651. 24,651. Perfect. Sitting right below where this weekly band is currently sitting at. Next tradable level. It's going to be sitting at the 24,555. 24,555. Done. Sitting again above where price action is currently at. And the third and final one is at the 24,138. 24,138. Okay, sitting below where price action is currently at, 24,138. So those are your new weekly bands and tradable levels on the NQ. Put these up on your chart. They're a great roadmap for the week ahead. And then I would couple that with every single morning on my Discord, go take a look at the actual scalping bands and my levels for every single morning. You add those with the weekly bands, you've got yourself a built-in trading strategy. I promise you. All right. So now let's, speaking of Discord, let's bring that up. So again, this is Sunday, March 8th. So this was my last video that I gave to you guys here with the weekly bands. So we'll start on that day. So Monday, these were my scalping bands. These are my levels on the ES. These were my scalping bands and my levels for the NQ. Again, we gapped below, so I already put people, just to kind of give people a heads up there. Again, super nice reaction there on the ES at the 68.27 that I had. Very nice reaction, V-shaped, huge move to the downside. And this is every day. This is every single day. All right, so 310, these were my levels. Let's see, nothing there. Oh, I'm sorry. This was the same day, but I posted them at the night. Look at how well they react to these bands and to these levels. I mean, you can't make this shit up. The levels, how they tap and react is just absolutely fantastic. All right, let's go to the next day. This is March 11th, 25,165. Can you get a better top than that? Negative. Same day, ES had a level at the 67.19, tapped into that exact level, reversed up for about 15, 20 points on the ES, came right into our scalping band and absolutely repelled it right away. This was the NAS, just had a scalping band right here. My level that I also had was at the 24,657. Market didn't even need that level, just tapped right into the scalping band, gone. Next day, NASDAQ, my level at the 24,754, comes in, gone, comes in, gone. and I believe this is Friday. Call the top. Nice resistance there at the bottom, or nice support from the bottom right there at the 24,412. And congratulations to Steve L. He was so every single Friday I do a cash profit giveaway. Actually, this week it's going to be on Wednesday. My best trading days are on Wednesday, so I figured this week I'll try Wednesday, just to mix it up here a little bit. And but Steve, I made $1,217, I believe, on Friday, the total session profits. And I give away 5% of my session profits in cash to one of my lucky viewers on YouTube. And all you got to do is just watch the stream, look out for the keyword, put the keyword in there, and at the given time that I specify in the morning, this time it was at 10:30, run the giveaway, and it automatically picks a winner. So Steve got his $61. Last week we had two $50 winners. So I think people are having a lot of fun with that. I know I am. A little bit more pressure on me, but I also feel like I've got everybody rooting me on for some profits, and I truly believe in good vibes, and positive energy reflects through. Even though I'm on YouTube, you guys are watching this on YouTube, I feel the positive energy, man, and it's and I love it. I'm just having a blast with it. So I hope you guys are learning something. Hope you guys are enjoying the content that I'm providing you with. If you are, I would always appreciate a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And again, I do have a affiliation with some prop firms that you'll see up there on the screen. You can always use code TraderRob. I super appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and look forward to seeing you guys live tomorrow for the trading day. Take care.